All right, so this video is about giving you the reality of how love really is when you grow up. Most of the time, when we have an idea of love, we think of Disney, Pixar, freaking church, even religion. And a lot of the times, when we actually go out and date, we experience a different reality. A reality that is heartbreaking, a reality that depresses us. Usually, people are very idealistic, but when the truth hits, they see that things are not as they appear to be. So we're going to be talking about realities of harsh truths about love that everyone, including myself, learned too late. And you better watch this, because if you don't, you're going to get played. And don't tell people you watch my channel if that happens. So look, the first one is this. Love is transactional. Now, the difference here is that healthy people, this transaction for healthy people is unconscious. They don't even notice how much they're putting in versus how much their partner is putting in. You know, your partner could put in 60% and you put in 40% in the relationship. Genuinely, people who love each other and when they are actually in love and healthy, they don't notice this transaction. But the people who are toxic motherfuckers, out there, they're conscious of this. In fact, they're hyper conscious of it. Oh, I did that shit yesterday. Why didn't you do it? You know, or, hey girl, $10. Hey girl, come here, $30. OnlyFans. That's the trend. Once it becomes conscious, it becomes toxic, right? So if you want to know whether or not you're in a good relationship, you'll notice that when you're in a happy relationship, you don't notice if there's a disbalance. But when you're in an unhappy relationship, that's all you notice, right? And above all, the truth is that if you don't, at the end of the day, if you don't give as much as they receive, whether or not you're conscious of it, eventually it's gonna get to you, right? So remember, love is always transactional. It's just that toxic people are aware of it, and people who are in a happy relationship, they're not aware of it. Now, the next one is, now this is more of like a warning to a lot of delusional people out there. You must date in your league. A lot of you people trying to date Brad Pitt. A lot of you people trying to get your own hot girl, when in reality, you have nothing to offer. You know how many dudes that I've seen that are... Oh, how the fuck I did that too? You know how many guys watch TV all day and think, and they're mad at the world because they don't have a girlfriend? When in reality, they're a 300-pound gorilla. This dude has no job, has no money, lives with his parent, and is mad that the girl doesn't want to go out with him on a date. And then what happens, because he's so delusional, he'll still try to swipe right on the hot girls. He'll still try to get the hot girls, and the girls who are in his league, he'll say no to. Why? Because he's delusional. A lot of guys are delusional. A lot of women are delusional. They think they deserve more than what they should get. Unfortunately, a lot of people just don't look themselves in the mirror. If you want a happy relationship, and actually a sign that you have high self-esteem, is that you're happy dating within your own league. You're happy dating, not even league in attractiveness, in educational levels, and even social status. You have to date people, and I'm gonna write it here, that are similar in attractiveness, social status, and financial. Any disbalance in any of these, it creates a problem. For example, if the woman makes more than the man, he's gonna have lower testosterone, and actually it might cheat more, right? But there's just too many disbalances out there that a lot of people just are delusional about where they really are in life, right? Now, the next one. This one is the person who you shouldn't avoid, and a lot of people just, they are attracted to them because they're so random. They're so, what do you call that phrase? They're so unpredictable that it's attractive. And it's people with this attachment style. Disorganized. People who have a disorganized, fuck that last letter. People who have a disorganized attachment style, they're very difficult to be with, man. Now, first of all, they can't control their emotions, all right? They're very unpredictable. One moment they like you, the next moment they do. One moment, they also have tough time having emotional, intimate relationship with their partners and their friends. And one day they're close, the next day they're apart. Those people, it's going to require a lot of effort on your part. And these are the types of people that people find interesting. That's a problem, is that they do come across interesting and that people want to fix. You know, which comes down to the next point. You can't fix people, okay? They're not freaking cars. You can't fix them. And when I say fix, is that you date someone, you're like, well, you know, they're perfect, but they do crack. You know, but they're cute though. You know, that you can't do that. If you find yourself having to change something in them in order for you guys to be happy, if you say, man, if he just stops doing that, I'll be happy with them. You're trying to fix it. You can't fix people. People who have kids, right? They'll have freaking kids. And this is the dad, right? And he does crack. He'll have 2 little kids that he loves, and they're like, Daddy, stop doing crack. And he won't. Because people cannot change people, not even their kids. It has to be something from within. So if you think you're that person to change people, don't stop it, okay? Don't flatter yourself. That's just how people are. Now, the next one is, this is a very true one. People are often the opposite of what they appear to be. They're the opposite. Well, I'm gonna start writing in text words, people. They're often the opposite of. I should do that. They're often the opposite of what they appear to be. And when I mean the opposite of what they appear to be, it's not that they're normal. It's any emphatic traits. Meaning, any trait of that person that's like exaggerated. If he's very masculine or she's very feminine, it actually means the opposite. If somebody, like, it's almost like the gay pastor who talks against gays a lot, usually what you see is the opposite. Never take appearances for reality. If they're showing a lot of love very fast, and that's why I mean emphatic, like when things come on strong, whatever they use to come on strong, always assume the opposite. If they come on really strong in the beginning because like they're confident, it might be that they're really insecure on the outside. If they come across as too masculine, the guy, it might be because he's rejecting his feminine, right? If she appears to be too feminine, it's simply because maybe she never had a father figure. That's usually why a lot of hyper feminine sexualized women never had a dad in their life. So they lean too much in the feminine because they rejected the masculine, right? So it's kind of like anytime you see that, you got to be aware of that. And also, remember this one, right? Communication matters more than chemistry. Motherfucker, I don't care how much chemistry you have of them. Chemistry is an illusion. Because you could feel chemistry with someone, but they may not feel that chemistry. That does happen, right? So the one thing that does transcend everything is communication style, right? You guys might not be in sync with chemistry, but what you could always be in sync is in communication style. Too many people focus on the happy, high feeling that this person gives them, but this person has horrible communication style. It's much better to go towards people who you communicate with than the people who make you feel good. Because eventually the high of chemistry will go away. Like the high of crack. It'll go away eventually, and the only thing you'll be left is with someone who doesn't communicate well. And the only reason why people go back to people like that is because the communication is an intoxicating feeling, like a drug, like a crackhead, right? Now, the next one, and this happens a lot in relationships, is that people change over time. Ladies and gentlemen, the person who you know today, you're not at your final form. You're gonna change. And most likely, most people change for the worst. You know, most people like start to gain addictions over time. most people become more bitter over time. Most people become more resentful over time, right? But that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm trying to tell you is to be aware of the changes in the people you're dating. A lot of the time, the brain tries to create a sense of predictability by assuming that everyone's going to be the same forever. It creates a sense of stability and some sense of control. But you miss out that people change over time. And you will miss out on those changes because you're afraid of change. It's like when your parents, when you start to get older, a lot of your parents deny that you're an adult because it reflects on the fact that they've gotten older, right? So it's kind of like object permanence or object impermanence, understanding that you're gonna get older. People deny that because it's a reflection of their own mortality. So a lot of times it actually comes from the fear of death, to be honest with you. The fear or the ignorance that somebody has changed really originates from that fear of death. But understanding that people change over time will allow you to see people every year and to reevaluate them, right? This person who you're dating today might not be that person a year from now. And the problem is that when you're in love with them, you're the last person to see those changes. Now, the next one, let's put this in red. Every relationship has its organic end. Tell me what is eternal? Nothing, right? Every relationship has its end. Nothing lasts forever. And how do you know it's ending? Because it's ending. That's the delusion that when you are a young person, well, he's bald, so he's old. When you are a young person, you have a tough time accepting that reality. And it comes down to the next one. It's actually really true, man. Their parents are a reflection of them. Now, and what I mean by this, if you want to know if he's a cheater, look at his dad. If you want to know if he has anger issues, look at his parents. They're always a reflection of him. You ask, hey, Bob, the potential dater, did your dad cheat on your mom? If he tells you yes, run for the hills, right? You gotta understand, man. Like, everything about the person is in their parent. Yeah, sometimes you're different, right? Sometimes two small parents can have a fucking tall kid, right? But most of the time, that's where you're gonna get, right? For example, if you notice that his dad is a very smart guy, really relaxed, you could assume the same thing. Like, it's like crime. Crime is hereditary. You know, temperaments are hereditary. In fact, you can have the same kid, that same boy might date a woman that looks like his mom unconsciously because his dad liked his mom, genes are passed on. That makes a lot of sense, right? So if you're noticing that this person, and this sucks because a lot of people have shitty families, but if their family life is shit, what makes you think it might stop with you? You know, it may not. What makes you think that it's not going to continue with you? They're part of the same lineage. What I'm trying to tell you is look for good families. Judge his family, you know? Bring a notepad, you know, and see how his family is, because it might be that's how your family might be. And try to understand their family's dark side. It also might be a reflection of their dark side. A lot of our families hide a lot of crazy shit, man. Abuse, all that kind of stuff. So get that tea on that. It's important to know when it comes to judging the person.
And last but not least, be careful about dating people who are chronically unhappy or who are in a very unhappy state. As soon as their life improves, a lot of the times they'll leave you. A lot of the times they were in your life only because it was a low moment. It's like the kid who's new at school and takes any friends who could give him friendship because he's lonely. As soon as he develops more friends, he'll stop being friends with you. Be careful with people who have unstable emotional lives, because a lot of the times those emotional undulations will lead to them today being cold and the next day being warm. Today wanting to be with you and the next day wanting to leave you. That will fuck you up. That'll be like you trying to save a drowning person. They'll literally drown you down to their emotional instability.
Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what other what other harsh truth about ... I should make, and we should talk about it next time. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around 238 200 no naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at 238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared, because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.